Hello and welcome back to Naka Diaries. So, as you may notice, I've got a bit of a stack of stuff over here, and the plan is that we're going to go through all of this stuff. Well, I mean not all of it, but we'll taste it. So, in order to get through that, we probably need something to wash it down with. So let's start with that, which conveniently we do have here. This is... well, as you can see, it's a bottle of sake. I don't know much about sake. I know that Junmai is good. This one is Junmai, it's pure rice, so it's like no extra alcohol added. This one is called, well, conveniently it's written up here in letters that can be read by people who can't even read Japanese. This is the Taihei-san Karakuchi Junmai Kimoto. It is from Akita Prefecture, apparently. And of course, because there's a lot of stuff that we need to go through, we can't just do with a small little tasting glass. We got to do with a big, proper wine glass. So, let's get a bit of that in there. Like so. And then always, like, I don't understand why Japanese screw caps do this, where the little thing at the bottom basically just comes off entirely, so you really have to take it off in order to properly screw the cap back on, because otherwise it's just going to be in the way all over the place. Anyway, let's taste this thing. Smells a bit like sake. It is a bit yellowish in color. Nice. So, as I said, I know Junmai means pure rice, and I like the ones that are Junmai because it means that they haven't added any extra alcohol in the brewing process. I specifically bought this one because it was also called Karakuchi, which means dry, or I mean spicy, but in the terms of like wine, it means dry, and this one is definitely dry. It's real nice. So let's stick that off there. It's a very... it doesn't have this pow or dryness that some dry wines can have. It's kind of very smooth in the mouth. And then it has this lingering dryness to it. Real nice. Anyway, I haven't actually been out to buy stuff specifically for today. I just figured it was time to start to clean out my cupboards. You can see a bit of them back there in the kitchen, because I have accumulated so much stuff, so I figured I would just try to go through it. Rather than presenting everything at once, I will just take the things one at a time. So, let's go for this one first. This is Koala no Machi, or, March of the Koala, or Koala March. This, as you can see, is the Easter edition, so you can kind of work out when I bought that. Comes in little bags like this. Again, I have actually had this one open before. It comes in little bags like this. They actually, before I put it all the way away, some of the bags have like pieces of a koala on it, so you can assemble like a koala face with it. I should, try to not knock these off the table. But let's just go with this one that has a lot of little koalas on there. This is also a very Japanese thing. Like, you get a big bag of sweets, and then that's actually just a bunch of smaller bags of sweets inside it. So, Koala no Machi is these little koala pillow-shaped biscuits, and you'll see that, well, I don't know how much you can see of that, but there's like a little koala on them, and the picture of the koala is different on each of them. And, I mean, they look kind of like dog treats. And I imagine that these are very much like what dog treats would be like if dogs could have chocolate. Very nice and simple. It's a simple biscuit with some chocolatey filling. Quite nice. And a very, very standard, like, Japanese sweet. It's, you can get it, well, technically I think the company behind it not is actually Korean, but you can get them basically any shop that sells any kinds of sweets in Japan. Oh, Nice little start. Let's keep going with the sweet things. Down here I've got some Choco Digestive biscuits. As you'll notice, that pack has also been opened before. These are actually just like digestive biscuits, but I had them in my cupboard, so I figured I would eat them. They are tiny little things. They look like biscuits, but or like cookies or something, but they are just like regular digestive biscuits with some chocolate on it. And they're nice and convenient. Nice convenient size to handle. Stick that over there. Next one. These are, well, it says green tea cookies here. I was just trying to read the Japanese. I think this says matcha sando cookie. And, well, if we try to say that in a way that's not Japanese pronunciation, that would be matcha sand cookie. And I have actually had this the cardboard box opened before, but I then didn't open it further because it's just one big bag in there. I was kind of expecting individually wrapped things because that's very much a thing that they do in Japan. Individually wrap everything, as although you saw with the koala things. Let's open these matcha sand cookies and see what is inside. Well, at least they come in like a little plastic tray, unlike the digestive biscuits before. So this is what a matcha sand cookie looks like. The sand is just Japanese for sandwich, really. Oh wow. That matcha flavor is much, much stronger than I expected. So I expected you bite into the biscuits and it's just like these sweet, generic biscuit kind of thing, and then you have the cream inside with very sweet, sugary kind of taste. But immediately as you bite into this, it's just like boom, matcha in your face, or like in your mouth hole, I suppose. That's actually real nice. Wow. That surprised me. I mean, the picture makes it look like, ooh, delicious, smooth matcha paste, and it's not really like that. It's a bit drier than that. But it does have a very, very strong matcha flavor, much, much stronger than I expected. Some thumbs up for that. Now, I think before we move to the next sweet things, I want to do some of the savory things that I'm sitting around here. So, this box we've got here is Jagabee. Jagabee are basically like fries, like French fries, but in crisp form rather than, you know, actual French fries. This is a, as you can see it says up here, this is a Kyushu Limited. Can only be bought in Kyushu, and I did that. I bought this one back when I was in Fukuoka several months back. Jagabee is very common, like you can get it in any place in Japan that sells snacks. But this particular flavor is Kyushu Limited. This is yuzu and mentaiko. Yuzu, as you can probably guess from the pictures on here, are kind of like lemons. It's like a Japanese lemony citrus fruit. And mentaiko is spiced cod roe, and they're very famous for mentaiko in Kyushu, so that's why that's a special flavor from there. Let us open these up, and this is what I talk about. Like, they are essentially like fries, but they are just really, really crispy. It's been a long time since I had this particular flavor, so let's try it. Yeah. Jagabee is really, really nice because they are really crispy, but at the same time, as opposed to normal potato crisps, there's actually like, there's some weight to these. It's like an actual chunk of potato that you bite into. And they've always got like really good flavors that just like taste like one more. And these definitely have it. You stick it in your mouth and it's like, this tastes like one more. But they come in these tiny little bags, so you will quickly run out of them. Which I suppose is actually a good thing, because then you don't eat a stupid amount of them, because you just have a tiny little pack of them. So yeah, the taste, the flavor. Actually what's coming through most strongly is the yuzu, like the citrusy flavor. It's not a very overpowering flavor, it's like the potato flavor is actually quite strong. Mostly it's the citrusy yuzu flavor there. I don't really taste much mentaiko in there. I suppose it does have a little bit the fishy umami in there. Pretty good. Let's get some of the sake for that. Yeah, that's actually a really nice sake. I usually go for. So I mentioned this one is Junmai, but there's another classification based on how much they polish the rice, and I usually go for Ginjo or Dai Ginjo, like the finest ones where they polish the rice down quite a lot. This one's only polished down to 70%. The finest Dai Ginjo requires the rice to be polished down to less than 50%, or at maximum 50% of the rice grain remaining after polishing. Which usually gives it a lighter, more fruity flavor. But I actually really like this one. This is much more full of flavor. That's actually really good and goes really well with the savoriness of those crisps. Anyway, the next one here, this is Jagariko. And you'll notice that Jagariko, Jagabi, it sounds kind of similar. They are also produced by the same company. And Jaga comes from Jagaimo, which means potato. So these are also made from potato. This is also a Kyushu limited version, which you can see it says right there. This is mentaiko flavor. Again, the spiced cod roll. You can see it looks like this. This giraffe is the mascot of Jagariko, so he will be on here. And what I think is really, really ridiculously fun is that on the packs, they've got like a little comic with the giraffe dude on there, and puns, fantastic puns. So I mentioned the flavors. Mentaiko. So on here you see there are tourist giraffes trying to take a picture and other people waiting behind them, and then they say like, just a momentaiko. Yeah, right. And the next one here, a guy is standing there looking in the mirror, going like, "Orete ikementai," which is like ikemen means basically hot guy. So I am really a hot guy, but instead of like ikemen for the hot guy, it's like ikementai for the mentai. Anyway, let's just eat one of them, shall we? Man, I am just being flooded in boxes here. Let's use the shelf up there for storage. So Jagariko actually, if you buy them normally, come in these paper cups, but these special flavors usually come in smaller bags like these, and they are basically potato sticks. So where the Jagabi before basically looks like a cut of potato, these are like processed potato snacks. And they are also just really delicious. The problem with those, as I mentioned, they come in these cups, is if you open one of those cups, you are eating everything that's in that cup. Like, you can't put it away. They'll just be gone. They are delicious. These are actually also really good. These have a very strong mentaiko flavor. Yeah, there's a very obvious fishiness immediately as you get them into your mouth because of the cod roe part. You can actually see tiny little red bits of the roe in there, or the flavoring of it, or whatever. And you do have this hint of spiciness. That's real nice. Very good. Alright, I just got 2 boxes left over here. And these are some slightly nicer looking boxes, as you might see. These are actually both some that I bought as souvenirs to bring back and leave in the snack corner at the office. But for various reasons never actually got to do it, because this one I actually bought 2 of and put one of them there way back when I bought it, and I just kept the other one at home and never actually put it back. This is from a tea shop, or rather it's a tea shop in Kyoto originally, but they also have a shop in Tokyo, and they do fantastic Japanese desserts and parfaits, and I've had some absolutely amazing parfaits in there, and these are some kind of cookies with their things. I just want to take a moment to appreciate the box here, like the moon going down here, being more and more like the phases of the moon shown here in with tea green colors and light white. And then let's see if we can actually open the box, because as I recall, once we open the box, the moons reveal themselves to be this fancy tea pattern in here is like, when you buy the fancy kinds of gift box sweets, they do come in really nice packaging. Because that's very much a thing that they do in Japan. They buy really fancy looking sweets to bring home as souvenirs. So these are of course individually wrapped because it's intended that you bring this to the office or whatever, so it'll sit there and everyone can go and eat it. But I just think this packaging is really, really neat. So let us have a look at what is inside this packaging. These are little biscuits like that. 2 thin biscuits here with some matcha cream in here. So it sounds a bit similar to this, but where this is some factory mass-produced kind of thing, this is really fancy traditional tea shop kind of thing. So Well, the biscuit here is extremely crispy and very, very sweet. Surprisingly so. But contrasted really, really well by the matcha cream inside it. Let's see if we can take a bit of the biscuit off so you can see. That is extremely green and has a very strong matcha flavor. It has a bit of the bitterness of like real matcha. That is nice. Wow. Yeah, so I think in terms of like boom in your face matcha flavor, these ones win. But the actual taste of the matcha in these ones is just absolutely fantastic. It's got like that perfect hint of bitterness of like real matcha in there, which again is from a proper tea shop, so you would expect that. Well, a bit of sake with that. That's a really nice sake actually. So these ones are Hakodate Lucky Pierrot cookie. So you might remember a while back I showed some burgers, some takeaway from Lucky Pierrot in Hakodate. So they obviously do cookies as well. I bought these things in Hakodate to bring home as a souvenir to put in the office. But I just never actually got to deliver them to the office, and then the whole situation with state of emergency and all this happened. So yeah, so I've just had them sitting around at home, and actually they are 2 days past the date of expiry now. So I didn't want to bring them again now and bring them again. Didn't want to bring them out now, so I will actually just taste them here if I can open the thing, because that's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world. I mean, I could just cut this entire thing out so you don't see me fiddling around with it, and it's magically going to be open when you see it. Oh wow, that is... again, they do a lot of the fancy packaging. The plastic here, of course, is not the nicest looking thing, but if we can get that open... If we can get that open... There we go. Oops, messed that up a bit. Sorry. Get back here. We'll fix this in editing so it looks nice. So, we've got here the tray. It seems like there are a couple of different flavors there. Wrapped in nice little Lucky Pierrot branded packaging. Wow, I need to get rid of some of this. There we go. Wrapped in neat little Lucky Pierrot branded packaging. The cookies themselves are probably fairly generic. Smells nice. Oh, that is good. Very sweet. I think it's listed on here which flavors there are. I saw it somewhere. Might have been at this on the sign in the store when I bought them. Well, I think they're here. Yeah, there's cashew nuts, chocolate almond, and pistachio, praline. I'm just translating the Japanese, or transliterating the Japanese katakana on there. Hazelnut. Yeah, I don't know what this one is, but pretty good. Quite nice. Now, I know I'm spending a really long time here, just sitting here eating a bunch of stuff, but there was actually one more thing that I wanted to show you, or stuff my face with while you are watching it. But I haven't put that out on the table because it's actually over on the freezer, so let me just grab that. And there, I have grabbed it. This is taiyaki ice cream. So taiyaki are these, it's like kind of like a pancakey thing, fish shaped, and usually they fill it with the red bean paste. A traditional Japanese sweet kind of thing. But this is ice cream, taiyaki ice cream, and I mean, I have a couple of empty boxes of these over there because I found that these are delicious and they had them on sale in the supermarket once I went over there, so I bought a couple of extra boxes. So they look like this. They look like an actual little taiyaki. They're not the same kind of pancake batter as a taiyaki usually is. This is more like a little soft biscuity thing. But inside it, there's ice cream. Of course, that's why it's ice cream. But there's on top of it chocolate, and below the red bean paste. So it just gives this really nice combination of the biscuity part is not that interesting, but it actually gives a good contrast to everything, and then a nice little container to keep everything in it. And then you've got the red bean paste and the chocolate just complementing the ice cream. And the ice cream is actually a really nice vanilla ice cream. So I do get these quite a bit. And I think by now, this video has gotten so long that half of you have probably disappeared by now, and another half of you have probably just not even clicked it in the first place. But if you did watch it for this long, thank you very much for bearing with me to help trying to clean out my cupboard and showing off how super healthy I am. It's actually because I don't usually eat a lot of the stuff that I had so much lying around, because if I always ate all of it, then I wouldn't have the things lying around. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week probably. Bye. Swoosh.